Yeah. Who's keeping it real? Who's really had a bad deal? What's the point of a pill and touching what you can't feel? Take each quote, let that provide hope. Now walk in silence and push the envelope.
How rap turned bad, I never know. I remember Ozone and Turbo and Curtis Blow solo singing. These are the breaks. The first time I heard a Too Short tape. Controversy on where it started and what state. In '88, I watched it elevate. It got so large that corporate America made it circulate. Now thanks to that, it's money in gangsta rap. Try to eliminate vinyl, man, these motherfuckers done snap. I feel like that was direct blow, aimed toward the ghetto. They don't fucking rock and roll, it's like taking guitars out of heavy metal. And I ain't gonna settle for that, so I keep my shit waxed. For my hip hop heads and my turntable and crate cats. Down to keep it underground, without the railroad. 100 million copies made, that's 100 million copies sold. So fuck platinum and gold, I'm on some next level, yo. Make the scientists add an element to the periodical. I'm Christopher Columbus, I'm unchartable. Until I hit land, the dirtiest nigga around. East salt, shit, black sand. And I ain't a liar, I do it for the money and the fans. And the power that I feel when the mic's in my hands. It be like,
who's keeping it real? Who's really had the bad deal? What's the point of a pill and touching what you can't feel? Take each quote, let that provide hope. Now walk in silence and push the envelope. Who's keeping it real? Who's really had the bad deal? What's the point of a pill and touching what you can't feel? Take each quote, let that provide hope. Now walk in silence and push the envelope.
Yo, push the envelope, raise prices up and down like ski slopes. Ghetto wishes and lost hopes. Move past the slow poke, selling chopped up soap. I parlay amongst my people, I parlay amongst my folks. Spitting hip hop quotes. This rap life, this street life ain't no motherfucking joke. I'm daily dreaming about 30,000 dedicated fans. Real life one-man bands, DJ speaking with his hand. But on the other hand, we splurge grands. Rolling in a full-size Chevy Conversion van. Thinking up power moves, schemes and scams. And how can we make these G's expand? My next plan, credit card scheme and scan. Triple beams and grams. Before this thing called hip-hop, I take a first stand.
Time to make a statement. I'm trying to be your man when boys is trying to be complacent. My motivation is to inspire innovation. Without hesitation, we pioneers in this situation. Real MCs are chosen to create messages spoken. Hip-hop's a way of life that can't be taken from a joking. Now through it all, I stand and pledge my devotion. Let my words soothe the world like tough skin and lotion. Lessons of life are vitamins again and again. Stress up my shoulders through the weed and the pen. I holds my head up, walking through doors of the setup. Cause niggas wait for niggas to fall, that's how they place their bet up. I'm not afraid, since hip-hop needs an upgrade. It's time to be the Grand Marshal of the ticker tape parade. I try to say what most won't, and do what most don't. Stop thinking that I can't, and stop saying that I ain't. I dare to be different, yo, that's part of being gifted. They charge, loom large, make sure my people is uplifted. I push for the realness, till God decide to end it. The mid mess my domain, so I ride out independent. Who's keeping it real? Who's really had the bad deal? What's the point of a pill and touching what you can't feel? And take each quote, let that provide hope. Now walk in silence and push the envelope. Who's keeping it real? Who's really had the bad deal? What's the point of a pill and touching what you can't feel? Take each quote, let that provide hope. Now walk in silence and push the envelope.
Today, we champion the black men who've taken the reins of their lives, leading the way in family, finance, and purpose. Their own unique F.F.P. We're here to uplift and to highlight the black men whose personal brands shine, illuminating the best within our community. The essence of our community lies in the power of dependability, of being useful and consistently exuding confidence, intelligence, and assertiveness. That's the man we're here to celebrate. A man who truly embodies a meaningful, accountable nature. A true man. But our praise doesn't stop there. We raise our hats to the black women whose public and private actions beautifully mirror the strength and grace of our black men. together, they weave the vibrant fabric of our community. Now let's celebrate the mantra that binds us. Dare to be bold, not silent. That's our rallying cry here at the Real Bravado Network. We're all about character, personal growth, and fostering a culture of accountability, all framed by this bold mantra. Our name, Real Bravado, represents our spirit, the essence of being truly bold. And that's our mission for every live stream, every conversation we have. So, let's dive into this journey together. And remember, we're here to be real, to be bold. Let's start this conversation, folks. Welcome, everyone, to our exciting live stream here on RBN, your trusted Real Bravado Network. This is your moment, your space. This is Have the Conversation. And every black man, start your day with 3 words. I'm a king.
I'm a king cause I do what I want and what I need. I don't need you to nobody, I'm busy doing my thing. Mess with me and you could get forgotten, just let it sing. I don't play, I just win every day, I get it in. I'm a king cause I do what I want and what I need. I don't need you to nobody, I'm busy doing my thing. Mess with me and you could get forgotten, just let it sing. I don't play, I just win every day, I get it in. I'm a king and I will never knew. Plotting for my fall, you getting hanged for treason. I don't aim to please, do anything I feel. Haters gonna talk, don't listen to the shit. They tryna be like me, they know they can, yo. Can't even get close, I'm on a pedestal, sitting on my throne. My neck be decked in gold, I don't do no hoes, I've got a queen though. I'm a king cause I do what I want and what I need. I don't need you to nobody, I'm busy doing my thing. Mess with me and you could get forgotten, just let it sing. I don't play, I just win every day, I get it in. I'm a king cause I do what I want and what I need. I don't need you to nobody, I'm busy doing my thing. Mess with me and you could get forgotten, just let it sing. I don't play, I just win every day, I get it in. I'm a king, I told you guys before, ready for the war, to get me way much more. Gather all this poise, add them to my kingdom. Shout out to my fans for pledging your allegiance. You get a reward, the best flow you've ever heard. I don't be mixing with birds, I'm a lion on the surge. Always pushing to the edge, facing arrows, never scared. From my greatness I'm a servant, only under myself.
We are back. 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 Yeah. This is going to be different. All right, everybody. We are your RBN, your Real Bravado Network, where we address Black people issues over here. We attack the issue, not the person, especially those issues that keep Black folk from being together. My name is TJ, and I am your facilitator for today's journey. And welcome to your afternoon coffee break. I wonder if it's actually a coffee break today because it's a holiday and most people are probably off for the holidays. So I don't know if it's a coffee break or just an afternoon. Got a few people in the chat. Thank you for coming. Hey, before we get started, everyone, please do me a favor.
Acknowledge me.
Acknowledge the Real Bravado Network. Acknowledge the supporters. Acknowledge those in the chat. Acknowledge those who sent, man, I actually get more comments after I'm done streaming than I do during the stream. It is unreal. And the keep the comments coming, and a lot of them are very not friendly, but I don't care. Keep them coming. You know, I respond to almost every comment that I get or that I see. So keep the comments coming. I appreciate the comments coming. Before we get going,
Let me talk to you.
So let me talk to you. And this is I've been kind of going back and forth on how I'm going to deal with this today's subject, because I don't want to, on this particular subject, I'm very leery about the perception that I'm going to give about my take on what we're going to be dealing with today. But let me start off with this. And this is for any person, non-person of color, any good old white person. Let me be clear. I'm talking about Black folk in relation to our interaction with the police department, the various policing agencies. Let me be very clear with you. We are not making it up. We are not being delusional. This is not a figment of our imagination. Despite how you think about it, we have no reason to lie, to exaggerate, or to feel a certain type of way towards law enforcement. I'm a big fan of calling a thing a thing. For anyone, for any good old white person, for any blackity black, for any black conservative, for anybody in the middle, for anybody to sit there and say that there is not some extra special sauce towards Black people with police interactions, they are not being honest. They are more being intellectually dishonest. And so at some point, let me say this. I have no expectation for good old white people to understand my perspective. How can they? When the overwhelming majority of law enforcement looks like them, when the overwhelming majority of their interactions with law enforcement does not end with a life being taken. Even if those good old white people have very violent, vicious, disruptive interactions with law enforcement. Oftentimes, more times than not, these people, even they can fight the cops, they can attack the cops. Some of them shoot at the cops. And the majority of them walk away with their life. Let me say something directly to Black people. You have to come to terms with the fact that any potential interaction with law enforcement will end your life in this country. That is not me being hyperbolic. That is not me. That is not me preaching any fear tactics. I'm calling the thing a thing. It is not worth the grief, the headache, the heartache for anybody of color. I don't give a damn if you're a black man or a pregnant black woman. It is not worth the grief that it's going to cause everyone to sit there and engage with these motherfuckers. I'm 45 years old. I've never called the police on anybody. I do not believe the police are here to resolve my issues. I do not believe the police department, the policing system is here to protect me. I do not believe that the police department, the policing agencies have my best interest at heart. I have never called the police. I don't see a situation where I would. For me, and I could be wrong, I do not believe police officers stop crime. I believe they come and clean up the garbage. I believe that they're no different than your sanitation trash man, your garbage man. They come and pick up the trash. They come and scrape up the bodies off the ground. Oftentimes, police officers, you see them at the end of a crime. Or you see them in a situation like with this young lady. Now, my perception could be completely wrong. I could be completely off about hold on a second. I could be completely off in my assessment of where I believe my standing of law enforcement. But that's just my perspective on them. They are not here to help me. They're not here to help you. Police officers, they're now I know what the marketing says. They're here to protect and serve. But ask them, what does that mean? What does protecting and serving mean? What does it mean? What does it look like? No one ever talks about what protecting and serving looks like. It just sounds good to say, oh, they're here to protect and serve. Now, what is the actual functions of the police department? Their actual functions is to make arrests. That's why you have the 5th and 4th Amendments in the Constitution. They are the, and if you don't, I don't feel like going over the 4th and 5th Amendment of the Constitution. Please go look it up. They are there to make arrests. Period. Full stop. That is their function, is to arrest you. The prosecutors, their job is to prosecute you, is to put you in jail. That is their job. None of these two entities, the prosecutor or the police officers, in their actual functions, does that serve me. I have not seen or bear witness in my life many incidences where a police officer has actually saved a life or prevented a crime. They're usually called after the fact or when a crime is in process. How many times have we seen over the last 100 years, no, not literally 100 years, let's just say the last 10 years, where someone calls the police because someone's having a mental breakdown and that person that needs professional help winds up, being buried? How many times have we seen police officers interact with somebody or approach somebody and they actually exasperate the situation? I am not anti-police. I am just fully aware of who they are, what their job is, and for me, they're not here to protect me. They're not here to serve me. They're here to arrest me. And if given the opportunity and if they can get away with it, their other thing will be to kill me. I do not believe police officers are here for my best interest. I do not believe that. That for me, the evidence is in. And let me tell you something. People always talk about training. These cops don't need no additional training. It doesn't require training to make a decision to pull out a gun on somebody who is suspected of stealing some liquor. That's not a training. That's an internal what you value. I want to get into this story, and then I got something to say more specifically about Black folk, for Black people. Okay, let's get into this story.
A Blendon.
Hold on a second. Gotta start my countdown clock because you know we're on a timer. Here we go. We're on a timer. Can't forget that.
On leave after shooting and killing a pregnant woman last week outside of a Kroger. Good evening and thanks for joining us at 6, everybody. I'm Yolanda Harris. Andrew's off. Now, we've received the body camera video of this incident, and we're going to show it to you, but we do want to warn you, some of what you may see may be disturbing. Here's 10 TV's Lacey Chris.
Out of the car.
For what?
Out of the car.
For what?
They said you stole stuff, do not leave. Get out of the car.
The
Then get out. No. Then get out. Get out of the car.
This is just released body-worn camera video from Blendon Township of the fatal shooting in the Kroger parking lot. Blendon Township police say officers were there to help a woman who had locked her keys in her car when a Kroger employee waved down officers.
So the police officers were already on scene because some lady had locked her keys in the car. And a grocery store employee waved down the police officer because they felt, or they thought, or they suspected that this lady stole something. She was executed on the assumption that she stole something. I'm not saying she did or she didn't. But at this point, let me finish the clip and I'll finish my point.
Pointed at Takaya Young, saying she had shoplifted. You can see one officer at the driver's side door telling Young to get out as the other officer stood in front of the parked car. Both of Young's hands are on the steering wheel when the video shows her turning the wheel, then hitting the gas. The officer in the front is hit and at one point is on the hood of the car with both feet off the ground. That's when he fires one shot, killing Young.
A weapon is not just a firearm. A weapon is also a 2,000-pound vehicle.
So here comes the fuckery. First of all, according to most police, policing protocols, no officer is to approach a car from the front. Second of all, you are under no obligation. You are under no obligation to interact with a police officer that approaches you. If you have not been detained, meaning detained for investigative purposes or detained because they themselves suspect that you did something, you are under no obligation to interact with the police department. Now listen to me very carefully what I said. I said interact. You have no obligation to identify yourself in most states unless you have been arrested. Them banging on her window, them asking her what do they want, and them not telling them, and believe you me, I'm talking about what they're supposed to do. If they're suspecting her of something, if they are suspecting you of something, it would be in good favor for the cop to go, ma'am, we're stopping you because X, Y, and Z, and we need to now detain you. Once you are under detention, in most states, you are required to comply. You still do not have to identify. You still do not have to aid. You do not. The United States Constitution gives you the protection under the Fourth Amendment to not aid the police officers in their investigation. You are under no obligation to do so. You are under no obligation to do so. When you have an interaction with the police, you have, hold on a second, let me put this up. When you have an interaction with the police, as an individual, if you're not detained, if you are free to go, you can move about your business. If you are detained, this is a detention, is not an arrest. Detaining is them restricting your ability to leave. You do not have to answer any question. You have two rights, and two rights only. As an American citizen, when you are detained and or arrested, you only have two rights. Two constitutional rights. You have the right to remain silent, which is afforded to you by the Fifth Amendment, and you have a right to legal counsel. Those are your only two rights. And if you are in a situation where by a police officer because somebody just accused you of something, I advise you, and I'm not a lawyer, I advise you to exercise your Fifth Amendment right, which is to shut the F up. You do not have to engage with them. You can't move. You can't leave the scene once you're detained, but you don't have to talk to them. You don't have to talk to them. And if you have not been arrested, you do not have to identify, no matter what they say. You are only obligated to identify if you are arrested. And please check your specific state for that. But generally across the board, you do not have to identify unless you are being arrested. And if I were you or anyone, would you have an interaction with the police department, with any policing agency, you shut the fuck up and you don't argue. Do not answer any questions because you're not obligated to. The police officer is not there to help you. He is there to arrest you. And in this country, all you have to do is call the police and accuse someone of doing something, regardless if they did it or not. And the police department will take action against that person, regardless if they're innocent or not. This is dangerous. I can accuse my next door neighbor of throwing a hammer at me. The police will come in 50 deep, screeching up, guns drawn, at my neighbor and probably will shoot him. All because I said he did something, regardless if it was true or not. This is where our policing is today. They often do not do any investigating. They do not go after the truth. Somebody said it, so therefore you did it. So therefore we're coming in hot and we're going to probably put you down in the process. Now, this young lady made several catastrophic decisions. One, the moment she saw a police officer at her door, she should have turned off her car. And I'm not even sure if that would have, to a degree, I'm like, well, she still could have been verbally defiant, but she was not under arrest. She does not have to do anything. And did he tell her that she was detained? Let me see this. Let me go back to this video, okay? Hold on.
Car.
This is just
Yolanda Harris. Andrew's off. Now, we've received the body camera video of this incident, and we're going to show it to you, but we do want to warn you, some of what you may see may be disturbing. Here's 10 TV's Lacey Chris.
Out of the car.
No way.
Out of the car.
No way.
They said you stole stuff, do not leave. Get out of the car. Then get out. No, then get out. Get out of the car.
This is just released body-worn camera video from.
Get out the car, get out the car. Somebody said you stole something. It doesn't matter if somebody said I stole something. I don't have to get out of my car because somebody said I stole something. I'm talking about legally. He did not place her under any detention. He did not place her under arrest. He didn't do any of that. He just demanded her to get out the car. You are under no obligation to do so, unless you are pulled over for a traffic violation. Now, in traffic violations, if they order you out of the car, you have to get out of the car. This was not a traffic violation. This is not a traffic violation. Almanize, go look up Terry versus Ohio. I don't know if that's completely true. Go look up there's a Supreme Court case called Terry versus Ohio that outlines this. And it actually makes it, which outlines a Terry stop, which is basically what this is. It's called a Terry stop. And she was, to her credit, the first thing out of her mouth was, "Are you going to shoot me?" And the answer to that was yes. They came in hot. They came in hot. They came in aggressive simply because somebody said something. And I'm not making an assessment if she did it or not. I'm looking at they came in hot over some potentially some damn zucchini from a grocery store. They came in hot over some damn food, potentially some food. Because at this point, all he's saying is, oh, someone said you stole something. So what? Someone said I stole something. What has that got to do with anything? Where's your proof? Where's your evidence? So the police can come in hot and aggressive because someone said I did X, Y, and Z with no indication that I did that or not. But we're not looking at it from this perspective that they always come in hot. When you're coming in already on fire. There's no place else to go but to execute. These cops were ready to put hands on her right away. They came in hot. This is an example of what, this is who they are. They don't give it, and they came in hot, especially when they saw that dark skin. And remember, I've already said this woman made several catastrophic bad decisions, not fully understanding how little value that our system places on her life. These police officers do not value your life. They do not. They don't care. That's why they came in hot on an accusation. She wasn't accused of hurting anybody. She wasn't accused of a violent act. She wasn't accused of having a weapon, brandishing a weapon, or acting erratic. She was accused of potentially stealing some zucchini. Now we do know that the accusation was that she stole some Hennessy or some kind of alcoholic beverages, which still is equivalent to some damn zucchini to me. And we are about 7 days or so past the execution of this woman, and we have yet to have any video evidence from the store that she stole anything. Kroger's got cameras everywhere in their store. So as much as they like to trash Black people's reputation and bring up their past, which they brought up her past, that she has a criminal record from her past, where's the damn video evidence that this woman stole anything? She might have been. I don't know. But we're 7, 8 days now, 9 days past this incident, and we still don't have any proof that she stole anything. But not only do we got a dead woman, but we got a dead baby too. They came in hot. This is not about a right wing or left wing issue. This is about the attitude and the behavior and the mindset of our policing system, and the fact that there's a problem. This whole defund the police crap, which is bullshit, by the way, it didn't come out of nowhere. And I'm sick of people pretending like the issues we got with the police department came out of nowhere. It did not come out of nowhere. Let me say one more time for the people that will sit here and be disagreeable with me. This lady made some very poor choices, not fully grasping that she was in imminent danger. And the only one cop pulled his weapon, and that was the rookie who did something equally as stupid, which was to stand in front of a car, which gave him all the provocation in the world. By the way, he approached her with his weapon drawn over an accusation of some potentially stolen zucchini. He felt the need to draw his weapon over some stolen zucchini. And I know she wasn't accused of stealing zucchini. Okay, he drew his weapon over some accusation of a stolen bottle of Hennessy. I'm just saying Hennessy because black folk like Hennessy. Come on now, let's keep this shit a buck. Come on, let's call the thing a thing. If that had been Becky Blonde Sue, would he have drawn his weapon? Would that cop would have came in so hot? I want you guys to pay attention to how hot this officer came in under. Look at this.
Get out of the car. Then get out. No.
Be disturbing. Here's 10 TV's Lacey Chris.
Out of the car. Out of the car. They said your stole stuff, do not leave. Get out of the car. Then get out. No. Then get out. Get out of the car.
This is just released body-worn camera video from Blendon Township of the fatal shooting in the Kroger parking lot. Blendon Township police say officers were there to help a woman who had locked her keys in her car when a Kroger employee waved down officers and pointed at Takaya Young, saying she had shoplifted. You can see one officer at the driver's side door telling Young to get out as the other officer stood in front of the parked car. Both of Young's hands are on the steering wheel when the video shows her turning the wheel, then hitting the gas. The officer in the front is hit and at one point is on the hood of the car with both feet off the ground. That's when he fires one shot, killing Young.
A weapon is not just a firearm. A weapon is also a 2,000-pound vehicle that somebody puts
that
in
he
gear
should
and
not
drives
have
away.
been in front
Brian
of.
Steele with the Fraternal Order of Police says the officer has not given an interview to BCI, the agency investigating the shooting. He says no matter the outcome of the investigation, there are no winners.
This incident was tragic for everyone involved. Miss Young's family, the officers involved, and their families.
In Blendon Township, Lacey Crisp, 10 TV News.
Now, this shooting is sparking a lot of reaction from activists. 10 TV's Ashley Bernanson continues our team coverage. She joins us live from outside the Kroger where that shooting occurred with what they had to say after seeing the video. Ashley?
That's right, Yolanda. Blendon Township Police only released a portion of the body camera footage. That was of the moment before and the moment directly after those shots were fired. But we didn't see any of the moments of the rendering of aid. Well, the activists I spoke with today tell me they want to see it all.
Who cares if they render aid? You shot somebody, but no, I'm gonna not say, man, get up out of here. Get up out of here. Get up out of here with that. And these activists. Here we go. Here we go. Our next round of we don't protect black women. Black women are under attack. Black folk are under attack. Here comes all of this same old narrative stuff. Listen. Listen. Dear black people, it's time to come to terms with this. It's not right. It's not fair. It's not equitable. It is what it is. When you interact with a police officer or any law enforcement personnel, your job is to return back alive. That's your job. Your job is to return back alive. Your job is not to sit there and argue the point. Your job is not sit there to be defiant, even though you might be justified in your defiance. Understand something, black folk. It is much easier for them to just kill you. They don't care about your life, my life. I don't care what the propaganda say. I don't care what police chief gets up there and go, oh, this is a tragic incident. None of that means nothing to me. Black people in this country, please understand this. I don't care that you don't think it's fair. I do not care. I do not care if you think it's fair or not. Yes, it is demoralizing, it's humiliating to interact with these jokers, but at least you are alive to do something about it later. Do not, especially our hard-headed ass women. Stop arguing with everybody. When are you going to get that not everybody has the sensibilities not to execute you? I'm not sitting here saying that this lady did not do anything wrong or did not steal anything, no matter what it was in that store that if she took something. It shouldn't have cost her life. She made some catastrophic decisions. So did those police officers. They came in hot on an exaggeration. They came in with their guns drawn. I mean, they came in hot on an accusation, and they came in with their guns drawn on an accusation of, they don't know she stole zucchini. That was not a proportional response to stealing from a grocery store. She didn't rob the grocery store at gunpoint. She didn't make everybody lay on the ground and snatch all the money out of the cash register. She didn't assault anybody. If she did anything, and I keep saying if she did anything, she stole a little liquor, some Alizé, some Hennessy, or whatever the fuck ever. The response was not proportional to what happened. You do not come in hot, guns drawn, ready to kill over some zucchini or some Hennessy. This woman was killed over in part over an accusation. We have a profound misunderstanding of what law enforcement is to us in this country. For me, and this is my opinion, they do not protect and serve. That is not their job. That is their marketing tool. That is not what they do. We watch what they do. We watch what they do. Believe what you see. Call the thing a thing. Call the thing a thing. When that woman saw the cops and heard them as fired up and as hot as they were, they were already ready to do her harm. Police officers come in to do harm. They don't come in to protect anything other than themselves. You have to have the expectation, if you are a melanated person in this country, if you are interacting with law enforcement, you have to keep in the back of your mind that there's a real possibility that they are here to cause you harm. And in that point, your job is to protect you. And if you are a parent, she was already a parent of 2 other children and pregnant with a 3rd. Your number one job is to protect your child's mother and father. That is yourself. That means there are times in the protection of your child, you are going to have to get humiliated. This woman, 2 children that are survived by her, no longer have a mother. because she wanted to sit there and she wanted to argue with somebody that she already understood, because she said it in the video. Are you going to shoot me? He said, yes, I'm going to shoot you. And he did. She did not put the car in park. She did not turn the car off. Instead, she decided to turn the wheel and arguing. I'm telling you what happened. She didn't hit the fucking accelerator. The car just rolled, which means her foot came off the brake. So the cop, that guy who did the interview up there talking about she lunged, the car lunged, that car did not lunge at him. That car did not accelerate. Her foot came off the brake. And I'm a layman, and I understood that. It was an excuse. The guy was already hot. He came in with his gun drawn over some damn zucchini accusation or Hennessy. So my homie, he got her right on the head, survived the encounter. Survive the encounter. That should be our motto. Survive the encounter. It is not fair. It is humiliating. But survive the encounter. There are people out here who are dragging this woman because she had 3-time baby mama. She probably got multiple kid fathers. She has a criminal background. None of that. None of that. None of that justifies her losing her life. For those who are going to be out here, and I can already know the content creators that are going to be out here harping about this, dragging her, insulting her, chastising her. This was a young woman who did not understand the gravity of her situation, despite her think. I know what she was thinking. Maybe if I just ask them if they're going to shoot me, maybe they'll understand that they won't shoot me. She doesn't understand. A lot of our women, to a degree, have been allowed to just buck up at any and everybody. But this situation, anyone, survive the encounter. No drops today. No clips today. None of this. This was tragic. This young lady made several catastrophic mistakes. None of them should have led to her life ending. She was essentially, to a degree, you could make the argument, she was killed on a accusation of liquor. We had a police officer we had 2 cops who came in hot. Not coming in to investigate, not coming in to question, not coming in to find out. They came in to do something, and they were aggressive. Police officers are almost always aggressive. They do not believe in coming in. It's their culture. They do not believe in coming in with the attitude of understanding or getting to the bottom of things. They come in like a fucking bulldozer. And if you don't get out of there, they're going to run you over and put you in a morgue, especially if you do not share their reflection. We need to come to terms with this. We need to accept this, because we need to take a little bit more control over if we come home from these encounters. You have the right to remain silent. shut the fuck up. Give that asshole, that creature that has the state legal authority to execute you, give him his few moments. You got to say that to that motherfucker. Just survive the encounter and get your ass back home.
I'm a king, cause I do what I want and what I need. I don't need you to nobody, I'm busy doing my thing. Mess with me and you could get forgotten, just let it sing. I don't play, I just win, every day I get it in. I'm a king, cause I do what I want and what I need. I don't need you to nobody, I'm busy doing my thing. Mess with me and you could get forgotten, just let it sing. I don't play, I just win, every day I get it in. I'm a king, and I will never knew. Plotting for my fall, you getting hanged for treason. I don't aim to please, do anything I feel. Haters gonna talk, don't listen to the shit. They tryna be like me, they know they can, though. Can't even get lost, I'm on a pedestal, sitting on my throne. My neck be decked in gold, I don't do no hoes, I've got a queen though. I'm a king, cause I do what I want and what I need. I don't need you to nobody, I'm busy doing my thing. Mess with me and you could get forgotten, just let it sing. I don't play, I